So today I'm here with another video talking about mostly about how I'm trying to guide new players right now, because there's one thing I noticed is that I rarely see any video trying to guide new players in the current meta, or at least when they're trying to play the game right now, because most of the old guys are actually a bit outdated right now. So I decided that I'll make a video to try to guide them. Of course, within my ability, I'm not a great guide. Alright, so for new players, when you first start the game, you'll notice that you get your first two karmas will be Dance of Wind and Sword Talia. So I'll try my best to talk as many karma as I can, because honestly I'm not really proficient in every karma, right? I'll admit that. So today I'll be mostly talking about some of the controls that I feel that you should know and what is important for you to know, so you can do specific combos and even do some sick plays. Right, let's go to the first one. So as if you do the tutorial, right, it'll tell you things like break for doing this basic combo and so on, but in reality actually most of those combos do not actually really work that well in the actual match. Alright, so I'll go through. Of course, aside from the basic controls, WASD, dash, jump, normal attack, special attack, and zoom out, all of these are additional tutorial. I will definitely encourage you to actually try to take a look and try to see if you can understand controls, because this is the bare basics. But I will go through with you anyways. So the move, you'll be putting your hands on the W, A, S, and D key. And then when you're dashing, of course in the game it's called rush, you can press WW. But you do not have to press only WW. You can press WW, AA, SS, or DD. In short, double tapping the directional keys, which is the WASD. In order to jump, on my screen it shows none because I have assigned my hotkeys differently. But to jump is generally spacebar, and that is also quite normal for every game, most games at least. Your normal attack is your left click, your special attack is your right click, and your camera zoom in and zoom out is your mouse scroll button, which quite likely will not touch that much in game, but you definitely like it for taking screenshots. I do wish the camera allows you to zoom in more though, sadly. Alright, so that's the basic controls. So as for the shared controls, right, as you can see, the game does tell you control per situation, as you can see on the top left of the tab. So basically what this means is that these are the different things that you can do. But since the game more or less just shows you the video on what you can do, it can be a bit confusing when you're playing for the first time, probably, because there are like so many things to memorize. In my opinion, don't memorize. Make yourself feel like you're actually in the game, like you are the one trying to learn how to control. So you are your character. That's one thing you want to probably immerse yourself in if you want to learn faster, in my opinion. So I will show you each of this. Okay, so chase attack is, of course, normally when you leave the enemy. Alright, so in this case, if I leave the enemy, as you can see, the space icon, the space, I think it's icon, yeah, space icon will appear on the screen. That indicates a chase attack. So even when I'm using my bow, as you can see, a space will appear. Each karma has a very different chase attack. Some of them similar to one another, but the most common kind is the one where you jump onto the enemy. For example, this. So yes, so this is the kind of chase attack that is very common for melee type karmas. What is karma, you may ask? Karma is basically your class, and you can have two at a time. Yep. So the karmas that have the melee type of chase attack, the one where you jump onto the enemy, is Sword Talia, Blazing Face, Sacred Guardian, Ruler of Darkness, Aegis Knight, and Crimson Lily. That's for the Breaker side. For Slayers, you have two karmas that can do that, and it will be Dual Soul and Lightning Fang. These two karmas are considered melee Slayers, and the Breakers are generally all melee as well. At least most of them. Alright. So done with the chase attack. Break 4, as the tutorial has shown, is when you get leaped, or at the very least when you're getting knocked down. Yes, when you get knocked down, I'll show you on the board, on the dummy. As you can see, you'll break 4 like that, and you have iframes. So what is iframe? Iframe stands for invincibility frames, which basically means you cannot be hit and nothing can happen to you during that set period. So the following shared controls that have iframes is break fall, directional break fall, normal evade when attacked, rage break has attack when attacked, get up attack, get up roll. All of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5, no, including break fall, these 6 commands here all have iframes and they're used for you to get up. Do not think too much about it because they're actually very easy to memorize. So I'll allow me to explain it more simply instead of you just reading off the game. So break fall, you can use either your left click or right click, it's up to you. I actually use right click. I don't know, I'm just used to it. So break fall is trying to get down, is trying to get up as quickly as you can. Directional break fall is the same thing but different direction, holding your W, A, S or D. Normal evade is just dodging when you get hit and you cannot move. Rage break is when you're attacked. And when you attack your ultimate, or in this case rage skill, will turn into the rage break icon. Allow me to show you. As you can see, I rage break the attack. That is rage break. Get up attack is when you are lying on the ground and you don't do anything, you just get up and break enemies nearby. Get up roll is when you choose to move when you're knocked down, you'll immediately just move out as quickly as you can. Without, basically it's different from break fall. Okay, so next one, as you can see I already cleared so many commands, it's actually quite easy to remember, do not think too much about it, right? So karma switch attack is when you're doing an attack, doing commands, when you press the tab button, which allows you to change karma in the middle of attack. For example, if I left click and I tap, you transition into a tab attack, which also means karma switch attack. Same for sword and change for every single karma. There are 2 types of switch attacks, one in midair and one on the ground. As you can see, if I use my bow and I press tab, you can see I will actually do a backflip and then I'll land on the ground. But if I do it on the floor here and I tap, as you can see I'm standing. As you can see, the attack is simply different. For example, for sword Talia, which is the great sword, if I left click tap, I will do that kind of attack. If I do it in midair, as you can see I will just switch in midair as well. So every karma has their own way of tabbing, and I think you should actually explore that as well. So Tamar switch attack, I will say it again, it's just switching your karmas in the middle of a combo, or in short, in the middle of a command attack. How you want to use it, I believe it's important that you find a way to actually explore and see how you can use it for your own needs. Face character direction is something you may not actually use, but basically where your character is facing. For example, my character is facing me right now, and you can see it's facing the opposite direction of my camera. If I press the middle button, you'll face to where she's facing. If I turn this way, it'll turn back. If I face the rock, alright, and I move my camera here, and you'll face the rock again, because it depends on where your character is facing. So which is bring to my next point is that most of your attacks actually follow where your character is looking, not where your camera is looking. For some attacks, yes, if you hold your directional key and then let's say you're holding W, you move your mouse around. For example, there is one skill that allows you to do that, it's called Beast Fang. So Beast Fang allows you to move your camera around, or WASD, and change directions, but not for all attacks. So I'll say do take note of that and see how you can try to learn that, try to adjust to it. I will not go into detail because same thing, it's more important for you to get a feel for the game. But of course that's a bit, yeah. Okay, just so basically in short, you just need to remember that your attacks mostly will follow where your character is facing, not where your camera is facing. For some attacks, of course. At least in the case where there's no auto aim, right? Then your character will follow where they're facing. For example, this. Okay, not this attack. This attack follows where your mouse is facing. So for the facing part, depending on where your character is facing, if you don't move, then you'll probably follow your cursor. If you hold a button, you can see I'll hold my A button, you move there. Hold my S button, you move there. If I hold my D button again, you move there as well. So you can adjust the direction of your attack with either your mouse if you let go of the directional keys, or if not, it will just follow where your cursor is looking at. Of course, if there's auto aim, then it will not work because you'll follow the auto aim like this. So yeah, it's a cool thing for you to take note. I know I'm a bit confusing there, I'm very sorry for that. I will really try better next time. For Awakening, it's something that will probably get removed soon, so I will not get into the detail. But essentially, it's mostly a PvE thing, for now at least. Character status, Exhaustion. When your stamina hits 0, you'll still be able to move, but you move very slowly and you become very vulnerable. You can't do a single thing. Endurance increase is when your endurance increase. I know, Captain Obvious, I know. But basically, if you look at the purple bar, if I hold my right click, which is one of the most common endurance increasing commands, as you can see, the purple bar goes up and my character starts to glow. If you want to remember the colors, right? So basically, the brighter you are, the higher your endurance. That is definitely one way to remember it. As you can see there, your character starts to glow more, and that's what you just have to remember. Don't think too much about it. Break is when you get broken, when your endurance get depleted. When you get attacked, you'll get into some hit status. And rage is when you have your ultimate, or in this case rage state. Invisibility is when you have iframes. Really not that bad. I know it's a long video at this point, but I'm very sorry. I'll say it again. So yeah, that's more or less the same thing. I will explain to you right now, even more into detail. Chase attack. It's just jump. You can continue the combo like this, and then you can just continue on like that as well. Pretty simple combo. But there's something else that you can do. If you have skills that allows you to actually toggle skills like leap, for example, and land demolisher and so on, raining arrow, this is also a toggle skill. You can actually do some really nice things with this. For example, this. How do I change my bow, right? Yes. So that is one thing I'll tell you now. Because there's something called a chase window, right? If I actually try to do a skill, like it'll be a bit difficult because as you can see when I use a skill, my chase just disappears and I can't use it anymore. But in some cases, you can use a skill, cancel it, and change it. Alright. So there are some karmas that have long enough chase window. So chase window is just basically how long you have before you cannot chase anymore. Right? Jump, chase. You do this, chase. But if you wait too long, it'll just disappear. Some karmas have enough chase window for you to change your karma and to use the karma that you change to. So you can play around this and try to see what you can do with it. I think it's fun for you to find out on your own. At least there's something to do, right? Anyways, I think that's all I can show for now, actually. I mean, mainly because it's just a beginner tutorial. Mostly on the shared control parts. So yeah, I hope this has helped. If you're confused because of the way I'm speaking and so on, I'm so sorry. You can leave a comment below. I'll try to explain. Thank you so much and have a great day ahead, man. See ya.